Dolphins fans, welcome in to Dolphins Today. It's your boy, Willy Fins. We have a fun show ahead, but before we get into it, I want to know, where are you watching from? Shout out your city. I know my guy Chad Jones in Monetta, Virginia. Chad, we're shipping out that microphone to you soon, my friend. Johan is watching. Ben is in Miami. NFL Production is in Miami. Brian Gonzalez in Miami Lakes. We have Philip in Pembroke Pines. We have Matthew Sams in Fort Myers, Dunk City. You know what I'm talking about. Chad Jones in Virginia. Jimmy James saying Biloxi, Mississippi. Go Shuckers, right? That's the baseball team over there. Zolan is in Indiana. Sherry May watching from Florida's Space Coast. Yes. Mike is in Homestead, Florida. We got Kenny in Jacksonville. Austin is in Rhode Island. Is it on Rhode Island, technically? Is that I don't know. I know the people, I went to college in Syracuse. A lot of Long Island people went to Syracuse. They're like, no, it's on Long Island, not in Long Island. Vince is in Atlanta. We have Skitmaster in Jersey. I think it's if you're talking about an island, you're on the island. You're not in the island. We're not on Dallas. We're in Dallas.
But, we're, on top of the land.
You're reaching here. You're reaching here a lot.
But, if you think about it legitimately.
Arizona State did not teach you proper grammar. Fear the forks, though.
Johan
is in Highley.
I did go to journalism school.
John is in, so did I. John is in Jacksonville. Oh, my goodness. Todd Ains is on Staten Island, not in Staten Island.
We're definitely
Tough is in Maryland.
We're definitely on the ground.
Sean Ruiz, Terry Armstrong is in Miami Beach. Skitmaster's watching. Brian Myers in Edgewater, Florida. Ale is in Atlantic City. So funny story. I went to Atlantic City one time and won several $100s on the roulette table. And your boy at the company party won a couple $100s on roulette. I need to go back. John Ruiz saying I was fishing. Gone fishing? Is Gone fishing in the chat as well? Joe Cantu is in Austin, Texas. Yes, sir. I'm going to try to go in a couple weeks, man. It's one of my spots. Dolphins all the way is in the 305. You love to see it. Hey, in the Canes, they're still dancing. Go Canes. It's all about the U. It's all about the U. It's all about the U. I think they play tomorrow night, right? All right, who's winning March Madness? Who's winning March Madness? Is Miami play tonight? I need to check the schedule here. Miami does not play tonight. They play tomorrow night. Bill Lyon, unfortunately, Syracuse is not dancing. They're in the women's NIT, though, and I think they're in the quarterfinal of that. All right, Ben's rocking with the Canes. Tough is saying it's all about the U. Zolan is saying Gonzaga. I would agree. Joe Cantu is saying Texas Longhorns. Oh, I didn't know you were a Texas fan, Joe. Whitland Witt, good to see you. Matthew Sam saying Florida Gulf Coast, Dunk City. They're unfortunately not dancing right now. Austin is saying Xavier. Derek is saying Houston. They looked good last game in the second half. Chad Jones. Chad Jones is my guy. Gonzaga, says Chad Jones. Sherry May saying the Zags. Britton saying Alabama. I hope not, man. I hope not. A lot of people saying Houston, Gonzaga. Speaking of Gonzaga, this game is tonight. For those that do not know, we are having a very high stakes. How much is $100 on the line here? Something like that. High stakes March Madness bracket challenge here at Chat Sports. All of the Chat Sports staff is in it. I am the only one in the office that has Gonzaga winning it all. So if Gonzaga wins it all, I win all my bracket groups. So I'm all about the Zags. Who do you got tonight? Gonzaga or UCLA? Howard. Man, Howard, I thought you were my guy.
Your boy.
He's saying UCLA.
Your boy is currently in second place.
Ooh. Are we tied? I know we're tied for second, right?
No. You're ball knower. You're not ball knower.
No, I'm
No, you're tied for fourth.
I'm tied for fourth. I'm still in it. Chris is saying UCLA. Derek is saying the Zags. Let's go, Derek. John Ruiz is saying UCLA. Vince is saying Gonzaga. Howard, you're still my guy. You're still my guy. John Ruiz saying UCLA. Tough is saying UCLA. Tony is saying Bama's going to win it all. Derek is saying the Zags going to win tonight. Miami Dakota is saying UCLA. See, I honestly like that you're all saying UCLA because Gonzaga, when they get into March Madness, they're typically not the underdog. This year, they're the underdog. So I like Gonzaga tonight. I like Gonzaga. Soaring Hawk is saying Gonzaga. Vince Menendez is saying the Zags. I appreciate y'all chiming in. Big game tonight we're going to be watching. All right, here is our Super Chat menu. $2 for a shout-out, $5 for the fight song, $10. We will spin the wheel. A lot of fun options here. We have, oh my gosh, the green is disappearing. Anyway, we got the wheel here today. All right. Yeah, it's not going to, well, you still got a green screen behind you, but you can hold up in front of it. Right. Oh, my goodness. Johan saying Gonzaga. $10, spin the wheel. $100 to join the 100 Club. What is the 100 Club? Well, you're in our Super Chat Hall of Fame. You're going to get on our Super Chat Hall of Fame board here. Yes. Right here. And you are going to get your own song about you. So producer Jack's mom joined the 100 Club last week. I have a song ready to go. You are going to have your own song. Ask Chad Jones. Ask a lot of people in the chat right now. David Breakout, Ivan. When you super chat $100, you get your own song about you. So that's the 100 Club right there. Speaking of songs, Miami has the Dolphins, the greatest football team. They take the ball from goal to goal like no one's ever seen. They're in the air, they're on the ground, they're always in control. And when you say Miami, you're talking Super Bowl because we're the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins #1. Hey, because we're the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins #1. Let's go. Go Fins. We're all about the Fins here. But if Fins want to win the Super Bowl, they got to sign a damn right tackle. Will the Dolphins sign a right tackle in free agency? Why for yes and for no? Johan is saying yes. Chad Jones is saying yes. Brian Gonzalez saying yes. Austin saying no. John Ruiz saying yes. Derek saying no. Ben saying no. Skitmaster saying no. Brian saying yes. Cam Fleming, I hope so. #1 on my list here. John Ruiz, yes. Dolphins all the way, yes. Brian Gonzalez saying Fleming. Caesar saying yes. Or C. Ben is saying yes. Dolphins all the way. Will Back saying yes. Sebastian saying no. We'll talk about a potential right tackle option here in a second. Jonah Williams might be the guy. Okay. But like the video first, guys, because right now we have nearly 200 people watching and only 40 likes. I mean, come on. Let's get those numbers up. Let's get those up. Let's get to 60 likes before we start today's show. Let's get to 60 likes. Like the video. I know John Ruiz is like the video. Brian is saying Willy Fins at right tackle. So we were actually having, it's funny you say that. So I was, turn your microphone on here. So we were having a debate in the Chat Sports, on the Chat Sports live stream for NFL for Agency. I was hosting with Tom Downey. And the question was, Gerald Stokes, $50 super chat. Gerald Stokes saying, I've missed you guys. I got a new phone and got lost. Too old to get a new. Gerald Stokes, we appreciate you. Gerald Stokes with a $50 super chat. Currently our super chat MVP leader. We got to spin the wheel. 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 Here we go, Gerald. All right, what do we got? What do we got? What do we got?
Sorry, I spun it really hard.
Here we go. Oh, got shots! Shots! We're taking shots for Stokes. Can you go get fireball and shot glass? Shot. Everybody! Stokes. Gerald, Stokes. Gerald, Stokes. Everybody! Can you go get the... thank you. I meant to get that earlier. Oh, my gosh. Taking some shots here. Derek is saying, draft Matthew Bergeron from Syracuse. Well, you know I'm a Syracuse graduate, Derek. Matthew Bergeron is my guy. In fact, I might have to try to reach out to somebody at Syracuse, get us an interview here with Matthew Bergeron. Let me know in the comments. Would y'all like that, to have some draft prospects interviewed here on Dolphins Today? I've been trying to get Cater on the show for a while. Patrick Seaman, come and say hi to the Dolphins faithful. Producer Patrick Seaman. We just got a $50 super chat from Gerald Stokes. You know what? Because you have not been on the stream in a while, I think that we should sing the Dolphins fight song in honor of Gerald Stokes. Oh, Miami has the Dolphins, the greatest football team. They take the ball from goal to goal like no one's ever seen. They're in the air, they're on the ground, they're always in control. And when you say Miami, you're talking Super Bowl because we're the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins #1. Hey, because we're the Miami Dolphins. We appreciate producer Patrick Seaman. Oh, Brian's saying trade up for Darnell Washington. You love to see it. All right, Gerald. Gerald, this is for you, my friend. This is for you, Gerald. Chad, yeah, man. Prayers up for Foster Moreau, by the way, because we were talking a lot about the Dolphins signing him. And he just got diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma, man. So prayers up to Foster. I'll say this. I'm an LSU fan, as many of you know. I've been watching Foster since he was senior in high school, maybe freshman at LSU. And he is just not only a great player, but an outstanding individual. So prayers up. Type the prayer emoji for Foster Moreau. He's stepping away from football to deal with his cancer diagnosis, and our prayers are with him and his family. He's just an amazing guy, a great player, great leader, very well liked in the locker room. So I'm praying for Foster, man. It's just I mean, look, on one hand, you know, you could say it's just so unfortunate this happened right before he was going to get a big contract in free agency, right? On the other hand, you could say if he wasn't a free agent, he would have been having to take these physicals, and they never would have found this. So it is a miracle that the Saints medical team found this, and he's going to get treated right away for it. Because a lot of people don't know they have it, and by the time they catch it, it's too late. So just thank God for the Saints medical team and them finding this when he was about to sign with the Saints and getting that physical done. Sherry May, Howard, Wendell Witt, Michael Wright, John Ruiz, we're all praying for Foster Moreau, man. That's a big story in the NFL. Here's what's coming up on today's show. We're going to talk about Jonah Williams' trade. Got two, not one, but two Dolphins mailbags. And then some free agency grades. Before we get started, take a shot here from my guy, Gerald Stokes. Even having a Aloha shot glass here. All right, ready to rock and roll? Excellent. All right, we are going to get started with today's show. And we'll start today's show talking about a possible trade for Bengals offensive tackle Jonah Williams. Should the Dolphins trade for Bengals offensive tackle Jonah Williams? I am Will Scott. Welcome into Dolphins Today. We're going to talk about that on today's show. He has requested a trade from Cincinnati, and the Dolphins have been one of the teams linked to Williams, which is interesting because he wants to play left tackle, but he would play right tackle in Miami. We're going to talk about all of that here in a second. But first, if you haven't subscribed already, be sure to hit that subscribe button below because we bring you daily Miami Dolphins content. We're one of the very few channels out there. Doug Lee Durong, shout out to him. He does the same thing. We get you guys daily Dolphins content, even in the offseason. So if you want to stay in the loop with the Fins, go down and hit that subscribe button right now. Let's talk about Jonah Williams, who requested trade less than a week ago from Cincinnati after the Bengals signed Orlando Brown Jr. To be their new starting left tackle. And Williams has been the starting left tackle for the last 3 seasons. 4 seasons in the NFL, but he missed his entire rookie season due to an injury. He was drafted in the first round out of the University of Alabama, where he blocked for Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa and did a great job protecting Miami's QB1. Taking a look here, I mean, he was Tua's guy at Alabama, protecting Tua. Was one of the best offensive linemen in the country in college and has certainly done a good job in the National Football League as well. Was not as good this season as in 2021, but still, he's an intriguing option when you're talking about a trade target for the Dolphins. Ian Rappaport said this yesterday on NFL Network when talking about the Jonah Williams trade rumors. Several teams have had discussions with the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, no trade is imminent as far as I know right now. But I know there's interest from several teams. Now, Rappaport did not say which specific teams were interested, but here are some teams that I think may have reached out to Cincinnati. The Colts, they're probably going to draft a rookie quarterback. They need him to be protected. They're probably going to be in the market here for Jonah Williams. The Chicago Bears swung and missed on McGlinchey. They surprisingly did not make a serious run at Orlando Brown Jr. They might be a fit, as well as the Rams and the Buccaneers, and then, of course, the Dolphins. The Dolphins desperately need a right tackle. Yeah, Williams is a left tackle, but maybe you can convince him to accept a trade in Miami and slide over to the right side. I'm going to break down my thoughts on that here in a second, but first, I want to know your thoughts down in the comment section. Do you want to trade for Bengals offensive tackle Jonah Williams? Type T for trade or type P for pass down in the comment section. It is the pinned comment on today's video. So to get with an ad break, go down, chime in. Do you want to trade for Jonah Williams? And I think a lot of people are thinking, like, Will, you're saying, inquire about Jonah Williams, make an offer for Jonah Williams. Why would they do that when he wants to play left tackle? And my guy Carlos on Twitter asked me this. Where would he play? He likes left tackle. We have Armstead. If he doesn't want to switch positions in Cincinnati, why would he switch positions in Miami? And Carlos and anyone else who's asking that question brings up a very good point. But here's my pitch to Jonah Williams to get him to Miami, to accept this trade. Pay him left tackle money to play right tackle. That right away is already going to be intriguing for Jonah Williams. That's number one. Number two, sell him on being able to protect his college quarterback's blind side. He's protected Joe Burrow's blind side the last couple of years. He wants to stay as kind of a primary blocker on that offensive line wherever he goes. Well, he's going to still have that job. Miami is the right tackle. And Williams kind of struggled at left tackle this past season, at least wasn't as good as in previous years. So maybe a position change would benefit him, and maybe a fresh start in Miami would benefit him as well. We're going to continue to talk about a Jonah Williams trade here in a second. But first, I want to tell you about our good friends over at Athletic Greens. I take AG1 by Athletic Greens literally every single day. Get comprehensive and convenient daily nutrition. AthleticGreens.com/chatsports. I gave AG1 a try because I wanted better gut health and wanted a supplement that actually tastes great. I take AG1 every morning, and it makes me feel ready to take on my day. I came into this year wanting to get healthier, and starting my year on AG1 has helped me do just that. I take it every morning, and I feel happier, healthier, and more energized. Covering my nutritional basis for the day literally couldn't be easier, which is why I trust Athletic Greens. I just mix one small scoop of AG1 with water and drink it first thing each morning. Done. I also like that it costs less than $3 a day. That's pretty good if you ask me. It's a really effective daily habit with the highest quality sourced ingredients. Win-win. If a comprehensive solution is what you need from your supplement routine, then Athletic Greens is giving you a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. So go to athleticgreens.com/chatsports. That's athleticgreens.com/chatsports. Check it out. The link is in the comments and the description of today's video. You know, producer Jackie's a good friend of mine. He's seen it firsthand. Kind of this change that I've gone on with my diet. I was drinking soda every single day, wasn't feeling great, wasn't staying super healthy, just was not taking my diet and my health seriously. I gave up soda at the start of this year. I've been taking AG1 every single day instead, and I feel so much better each and every single day. Make the switch with me, athleticgreens.com/chatsports. That link is in the comments and the description of today's video. Going back to a Jonah Williams trade, he is talking about the possibility of it happening. The Dolphins' lack of draft capital might make this pretty complicated. Now, they had 5 draft picks coming into this offseason. They traded 1 third-round pick for Ramsey. After that trade, here's what their draft picks look like for this year. Pleasantly surprised, they were able to hold on to that second-round pick after trading for Ramsey, so they still have that. That's their first pick. They have a third-round pick from New England, which is 84th overall. They got that pick last year in the Devontae Parker trade. A 6th-round pick and a 7th-round pick. So I just don't know how I feel about parting with one of those draft picks for Jonah Williams. However, you could give up a 2024 draft pick, and maybe the Bengals would be open to doing that if you put together a decent package. I would be willing to part with maybe a 2nd or 3rd round pick in 2024 to get this deal done. Find Tua a really good right tackle, and of course a tackle that he has plenty of familiarity with from his college days at Alabama. What are you willing to give up for Jonah Williams? Go down in the comment section. Is it a 3rd round pick this year, 2nd round pick next year? Go down in the comment section and let me know. And if you're not following me on Instagram, be sure to do that at Willy Fins. I'm posting these cool graphics whenever the Dolphins make a signing. Andrew Van Ginkel's still a Dolphin. That was certainly one of my favorite ones. Go and follow me on Instagram. Almost at 1,100 IG followers. Appreciate everyone for following me on Instagram. Not only do the draft picks make a Jonah Williams trade complicated, so does his contract, right? Because the Dolphins right now virtually have no cap space. Now they could restructure Agba, trade Wilson, extend Wilkins. There's some options to free up some cap space in the immediate future. But that $12.6 million salary in 2023 certainly complicates things. Now, that is his 5th-year option. So his 5th-year option was picked up. So he's going to be a free agent after the conclusion of this season, which might kind of lessen his value a little bit, might make him a little bit easier to land. So I put together this trade idea. I think this might get it done. Dolphins receive Jonah Williams and a 6th-round pick this year. The Bengals get Austin Jackson and a 3rd-round pick next year. Now, La'el Collins is probably going to be their starting right tackle if you trade for Jonah Williams. But Austin Jackson is much younger than La'el Collins. Maybe Chris Greer can pitch them on the fact that AJ still has some potential as a former 1st-round pick and can be a good backup behind La'el Collins this year, if not challenge him for that right tackle job in Cincinnati. Now, who would win this trade? Is it the Dolphins or is it the Bengals? Type MIA for the Dolphins or type CIN for the Bengals down in the comments section. I really do believe this trade could work, giving up Austin Jackson in a 3rd-round pick next year. Keyword next year, not this year. Getting a 6th-round pick this year. So you go from 4 picks this year to 5. Also getting Jonah Williams, who could maybe be your new right tackle. Miami should absolutely inquire about this. I think they at least have to call Cincinnati, see what the asking price is, try to get in touch with Jonah Williams' agent, and say, hey, we know Jonah wants to play left tackle, but anywhere else, left tackle is going to be protecting a quarterback's blind side. If he comes here, he can protect Tua's blind side at right tackle, who he played with at the University of Alabama. And here is what that offensive line would look like if you trade for Jonah Williams. Now, you have Terron Armstead left tackle, one of the best in the game at that position. Jonah Williams be the right tackle. So your 2 starting tackles would be Armstead and Jonah Williams. I'd feel pretty good about that. I think Dan Feeney, unless they draft somebody, is going to beat out Liam Eichenberg for the starting left guard spot. Connor Williams as the center, and then Robert Hunt as the right guard. So all of a sudden, that's a pretty solid offensive line that I think would keep Tua upright. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. We'll continue to keep you posted on all these Dolphins trade rumors. Hit that subscribe button below. Do you want to trade for Jonah Williams? T for trade, P for pass. Let me know. Thought that was a good cut, Lauder, right? Derek is saying pass. Zolan is saying trade. Pete is saying trade. Dr. Dummy Bet is saying trade. Jordan Swartz saying trade. John Ruiz saying trade. NFL Production saying trade. Johan saying trade. Will Back is saying trade. NFL Production saying trade. Sebastian Chirino saying trade. Brian Gonzalez saying pass. Bill Lyons saying trade. How long was that cut? Nice. Chad Jones. Who? Chad Jones. Saying trade. Yes. Oh! We have a first-time super chatter. Luis, first-time super chatter. $5. We appreciate Luis. Everybody type Luis down in the comments section. Everybody type Luis for our guy Luis. We appreciate Luis. Luis, 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 Luis. Everybody type Luis. First-time super chatting on the channel. We really appreciate Luis. And is this another first-time super chatter? Okay. It looks like we just have a Gerald. Okay. 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 Gerald, we'll get to your super chat here in a second. Everybody type Luis. Luis, thanks so much for watching, man. First-time super chatter. That's awesome. That is awesome. Adam is saying Luis. Matthew Sam is saying Luis. John Ruiz saying Luis. Bill Line is saying Luis. Brian Gonzalez saying Luis. Luis, 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 Luis. We appreciate your support of the channel, Luis. All these super chats go to the Chat Sports Fund. Helps us build our staff up here. When I started here last year, we had, I think, 14 people. Now we're up to over 20 people here at Chat Sports. Expanding our office space. Getting you guys more content because we have more studios. Kristen Reinhardt saying Luis. Luke Dogg is saying Luis. Barry is saying trade for Jonah Williams. Stan the Man is saying Luis. Luis, Luis, Luis. Got a mailbag coming up, guys. Use hashtag Dolphins or Super Chat to get on the mailbag. Hashtag Dolphins or Super Chat. That's all right. I'm telling you, we at least have to reach out to the Bengals about this. I think Jonah would be a great right tackle. He kind of struggled this past year at left tackle. I think a fresh start might benefit him. Someone else to watch, obviously, is Isaiah Wynn. He's still available in free agency, so unlike Williams, you wouldn't have to trade for him. Who else should we be watching for here? George Fant is a name that's been linked to the Dolphins. My personal favorite player still out there in free agency is Cameron Fleming. Okay. Hashtag Dolphins or Super Chat mailbag coming up. We got 2 mailbags coming up on today's show, so be sure to get your questions in. Chad, here's the problem, though. He only played like 2 games. I mean, he was just hurt. It was a limited sample size with AJ. When he was on the field, he looked good. But it was a limited sample size with AJ. I just don't think you can go into next year with AJ as your starting right tackle. As a backup? Sure. Not as a starting right tackle. But I think that's going to happen. They definitely trust. I mean, even Greer said, they trust AJ. And I'm rooting for AJ. But I just want a little bit more depth at that position. Carter Reimer, we appreciate the question. No, you're good. Hashtag Dolphins or Super Chat to get on the show. Hope you're all having a fantastic week. Going to be a fun weekend. Some March Madness going on. Canes in action tomorrow. Fun fact, I almost went to the University of Miami. Let me pull up a picture from my college visit. I actually still have a University of Miami pullover. I might have to wear that tomorrow night when they play. Cool. All right, Gerald, we're going to hit that super chat from you during the mailbag. Then we'll spin the wheel after the mailbag. Still need a few more questions. Hashtag Dolphins or super chat to get on the show. Hashtag Dolphins or super chat to get on the show. Super chat Lamo, get on the show. Super chat Lamo, get on the show. Super chat Lamo. Here I am at the University of Miami, by the way, guys. Check that out. Your boy almost went to the U. Your boy almost went to the U. I also almost was Jack Lauderay's classmate, Arizona State. Had I not gotten into Syracuse, I would have gone to Arizona State, Lauderay. We could have been classmates. Imagine having to. I mean, you've put up for me you've put up with me for a year now, and you can barely stand me. Imagine having to put up with me for 4 years.
It would have been an absolute pleasure being your classmate.
Fear the fork. Fear the fork. How's our football team going to be next year? Dillingham taking over?
I love Dillingham.
By the way, that schedule, the first 3 games are very winnable, and then they play USC.
I love what Dillingham has brought to this program. He's been a game
He hasn't
changer.
coached a game yet.
I know, but just with recruiting, with culture, bringing the guys together, everything I'm hearing from the recruits, from the players, from other coaches, are that he is bringing this awesome culture to ASU.
He's a young guy, right?
Great.
Youngest coach in D1. All right, here we go. Mailbag coming up. Hashtag Dolphins or Super Chat to get on the show. If you Super Chat, you guarantee yourself a spot on our mailbag, and you skip the line. You're watching another edition of the Dolphins Today Mailbag. I am Will Scott answering your questions live here on our Dolphins Live show. We go live every Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Gerald Stokes, $10 Super Chat. We appreciate you, man. Love AVG. So glad he's staying. Yeah, Andrew Van Ginkel earlier this week re-signed with the Dolphins. To be honest, it was kind of a surprise. He was getting a lot of interest from around the league, including from New England. He met with the Patriots. He met with the Raiders. I didn't think he was coming back. And then Vic Fangio, this is a true story. Vic Fangio got on the phone and was like, we need you back. You know, you can be a vital part of this defense. We're going to have a special year. So Vic Fangio had a lot to do with Andrew Van Ginkel coming back to Miami. Props to Vic and the staff for getting AVG back, because AVG is one of the better kind of role players at the linebacker position that you're going to find in this league. He's going to be heavily involved. Skitmaster, we appreciate the question. Why does it seem like our GM is waiting for the draft to get a right tackle? Who are some people he could be looking to draft? That's a good question. To be honest, I think he's gonna sign a right tackle. I don't think he's waiting until the draft. I think he's gonna sign a right tackle. He's waiting, maybe to get some cap space cleared. I think Isaiah Wynn's an option. George Fant's an option. Hopefully Cameron Fleming is an option. I think he's gonna sign a right tackle. In terms of the draft, though, I think he's gonna draft a left guard, and he could draft one as early as the second round when the Dolphins are on the clock first. Cody Mock from North Dakota State is a name to look out for there. Carter Reimer says trade a third, Cedric Wilson, and maybe another pick for Derrick Henry. Carter, I hate to tell you this, the Derrick Henry dream is dead. Should it be dead? No. But it is, because the Dolphins re-signed all 4 of their running backs. They're probably not going to sign another running back. Now, maybe they'll draft one, but trading for Derrick Henry is just not going to happen. I'm disappointed, because him in Miami would have meant Super Bowl, quite frankly. Vince Fanatic saying, when do you expect a Christian Wilkins extension to happen? I think it's going to happen here pretty soon, because he had a fantastic season this past year, nearly 100 tackles. Those numbers are unprecedented for an interior defensive lineman. I mean, the numbers that Wilk put up this year, and then you keep in mind, the locker room presence that he has. I mean, he's very well liked, good team leader. The Dolphins should look to keep him around for a long time, and by extending him, not only would you lock him up for the foreseeable future, but you'd also clear cap space, so the Dolphins should look to extend him ASAP. Should the Dolphins extend Christian Wilkins? Be the GM. E for extend or P for pass? Down in the comment section. It is the pinned comment on today's video. So when ad break comes, go down, chime in. Should the Dolphins extend Christian Wilkins? John Ruiz has our next question. And, of course, John Ruiz is the most aggressive GM on our channel. Draft Darnell Washington. Trade for King, Derrick Henry, Jonah Williams. And what are some cuts and signings the Dolphins should do in the USFL? That's a great question. Well, the USFL season starts next month. The XFL is going on right now, to be honest, John. I haven't really watched a whole lot of it. I watched it first week and then haven't watched it since. I would love to draft Darnell Washington. I think if he's on the board, we'll take him. But the question is he going to fall to the Dolphins? Derrick Henry, I think that dream is dead. Jonah Williams is an option. If you have not watched our video on that, be sure to check that out. But Jonah Williams is most definitely an option. I will give you one USFL name, Cole Murphy. He is the best kicker in the USFL. He played for the Michigan Panthers last year. He's running it back with Michigan this year. I do not know Cole at all. I have no connections with Cole. I have no bias in terms of signing Cole Murphy. Gone Fishing 54. When are we signing a healthy, big-name offensive lineman? And, where's my jersey, man? Shout out Gone Fishing. We appreciate the $5 super chat. So, if you missed it, Gone Fishing won our jersey raffle, but he was not around to claim it. Luckily, Ivan has saved the day. Ivan is sending Gone Fishing a jersey. Ivan, if you're in the chat right now, let Gone Fishing know when the jersey is going to be on the way. Gone Fishing, I'm with you, man. They need to sign an offensive lineman and do so ASAP. Now, they did trade for Jalen Ramsey. You need to go pre-order your Jalen Ramsey jersey at chatsports.com/Ramsey. They have not started shipping them out yet, but it's going to be the number 5. The number 5 is going to show up at your doorstep, not the number 0. Chatsports.com/Ramsey. Go and pick up your Jalen Ramsey jersey right now. Look, you can pre-order it. You can be one of the first ever people to have a Dolphins Jalen Ramsey jersey. That's pretty cool. $10 super chat from Chad Jones. Who? Chad Jones! Saying Feeney will be out. Will beat out Liam. I 100% agree. Austin Jackson is a question mark, and Terron Armstead is injury prone. We need a lot of depth on the offensive line. I'm with you. You got to have a good backup swing tackle. I mean, my dream scenario, Chad, you get Jonah Williams, Cameron Fleming to be the right tackle, and then AJ and Brandon Shell, maybe you bring him back, could be the backup tackles. And then you all of a sudden have a lot of depth at that position. I like Feeney. I still think they should draft a guard, though. We'll see. We appreciate the $10 super chat from Chad Jones. Will Back, what's up? What position would you draft second and third round? That's a great question. I think it depends on who's available, Will. I mean, if Darnell Washington's available, I think you draft him. If Cody Mock's available, I think you draft him. I would say guard second round, tight end or running back third round. Carter Jones, are you really to Chad? Could we still draft a running back? Well, that's a good segue there. Yes, I think the Dolphins could still draft a running back and then have Ahmed and Gaskin kind of fight for that final running back spot on the roster, assuming they carry 4 running backs. Taking a look at the current depth chart right now, you have Mostert, Wilson. You brought those guys back. They're obviously locks to make the team. And then Ahmed and Gaskin. So if you draft a running back, you'd have 5 running backs on your roster, with 4 probably going to make the team. So, yeah, I don't think they're going to sign another running back. They've re-signed all of their guys, but maybe they will draft one. I certainly would not rule the Dolphins out of that. You have a deep running back class this year. Some really solid guys going to be available, maybe second, third round. Sean Tucker, Tyjae Spears, Devin Achane. There's some good options there. Do you want to draft a running back? Again, the Dolphins probably not going to trade for Dalvin Cook, Derrick Henry, probably not going to sign another running back in free agency. But should they draft one? Let me know down in the comment section. Another question from Chad Jones. We appreciate you. We need depth across the line because Terron Armstead is injury-prone as well. He is, but he's the best tackle in the league, arguably, when he's on the field. You just have to have some depth behind him. I wouldn't mind bringing back Brandon Shell, having him be the backup swing tackle, or at the very least compete with AJ to be the right tackle. Now, the Bills apparently were talking with Brandon Shell, but they are not going to sign Brandon Shell anymore. Waylon Witt, watching for the Philippines. We appreciate you. Could Miami get lucky and get the linebacker Jack Campbell in the draft? Yeah, he might fall. Very possible. Trenton Simpson is probably not as realistic, but Campbell might be. He might be available there. Now, the Dolphins linebacker room looks pretty good right now. So are they going to draft one? Maybe, maybe not. I want to see more of Channing Tindall next year either way. Waka Willies, what's up? Is Mike McDaniel the long-term guy? I hope so, man. I believe in Mike McDaniel, what he's building here. I think players want to play for Mike McDaniel. I think that's a reason the Dolphins are signing all these guys, because they like the culture that Mike McDaniel has built. He led the Dolphins to their first playoff appearance in 6 years in his first year as head coach. He kind of revitalized to his career. The Dolphins had one of the best offenses in the league. I want Mike McDaniel to be the coach here for 20 years. I really do. Ben, sign Isaiah Wynn and draft Cody Mock. This would be great. Your offensive line would look like this, Ben. It'd have Terron Armstead left tackle. It'd have Cody Mock at left guard. It'd have Connor Williams at center, Robert Hunt at right guard, Isaiah Wynn at right tackle. That's a really solid offensive line that's going to keep Tua healthy. Sebastian Chirino, first super chat. Shout out to you, man. $10 saying, how did the Dolphins rob the Rams so bad? They only gave up a third-round pick and a nobody tight end. It's crazy. Yeah, Hunter Long, we wish him well, but he only had one career reception in his first 2 seasons. As we revisit these trade details that Sebastian Chirino just mentioned, everybody type Sebastian in the chat. Shout out to him for a super chat. Dolphins receive Jalen Ramsey. You give up a third-round pick, and you give up a tight end with one career reception. Absolute steal. Crazy Blade saying, should Ezukanma and Tindall be in the starting rotation? I think Channing Tindall might have a shot to win the starting job. I think it'll be David Long, but Tindall has a shot. I think at the very least, Tindall will be kind of the primary backup to David Long. Ezukanma, I mean, you look at the wide receiver room right now, he's going to be fighting for a spot on the team. I think he'll make the team. I think he should make the team. I want to see more of Ezukanma, but is he going to get more targets than, Barrios or Wilson? Probably not. Dr. Dummy Betta saying, I hate to say this, trade Emmanuel Ogbah and sign Unique Ngakoue. Well, I hate to say this. The Dolphins are not going to be able to sign Unique Ngakoue. I just think he's going to be too expensive. He's arguably the best free agent out there right now. And they don't really need Ngakoue. Now, Ogbah, his contract is somewhat of a problem. If you move him, you're probably going to have to eat a lot of that money. And I just don't know who's going to want to take on that contract. Hopefully, Ogbah's back healthy next year and performs well. Jace, what are your thoughts on the slot receiver position? Do you want to get rid of Cedric Wilson? And do you think Braxton Berrios can fill in that position? I mean, look, if you trade Ced, you'd save about $7 million in cap space, so it's an intriguing option. I feel like Ced, though, could get more involved this year, have a better year than he did last year. But if you're able to trade him, get rid of that contract, yeah, that's intriguing. Timothy Washington, which Dolphins player or players are on the hot seat? It's a great question. Liam Eichenberg is very much on the hot seat. I mean, his seat is hotter than a volcano right now. I mean, you have got to move on from Liam Eichenberg. Austin Jackson's seat's very hot. Cedric Wilson, you can make the argument that his seat is hot. Defensively, Ogbah, his seat is hot. But we'll see. I mean, I don't know if they're going to move on from anybody else. They've obviously gotten rid of a few guys like Byron Jones, but I don't know if they're going to move on from anyone else. They might restructure some deals to free up some cap space. Should the Dolphins extend Christian Wilkins? E for extend, P for pass, down in the comments section. Go down and let me know. We got 3 wheel spins coming up, by the way, y'all. 3 wheel spins coming up. Should the Dolphins extend Wilkins? Let me know. John Ruiz saying yes. Paul, Zolan, Mike, Mac, bones. All right, here we go. Spin the wheel. And Jalen walked up to the line of scrimmage, and he said to Tua Tagovailoa, "Hey, bop, 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 wanna score?" And Tua said, "Yeah, I'd like to score, Day." So he threw me the ball, and I ran all the way. Bop, bop, bop. Then he waddled away, waddle, waddle. Then he waddled away, waddle, waddle, waddle. Then he waddled away, waddle, waddle. Till the very next play, bop, 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 bada, bop. Shout out to Gerald Stokes. All right, spin the wheel. It's time for Chad Jones. Chad Jones. Who? Chad Jones. This is Chad Jones' wheel spin. And it was the Waddle song again. Here we go. Spin it again. Let's see. All right, what do we got? Karaoke. You got a song in mind? Let me take a look at some options. Oh, here we go. Wake up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy. Got my glasses, I'm out the door. I'm gonna hit this city. Before I leave, brush my teeth with a bottle of Jack. And when I leave for the night, I ain't coming back. I'm talking pedicure on my toes, drinking on my clothes, blowing up my phones, da, da, da. I'm talking tick-tock on the clock, make the body don't stop and low. Oh, 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 oh. Hey, oh, 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 oh. Shout out to Kesha. I love Kesha. I was going to go to her concert, but it got canceled because of COVID. I would have done it again. And Jalen walked up to the line of scrimmage, and he said to Tagovailoa, "Hey, bump, 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 want to score?" And Tua said, "Yeah, I'd like to score, Day." So he threw me the ball, and I ran all the way. Bump, bump, bump. Then he waddled away, waddle, waddle. Then he waddled away, waddle, waddle, waddle. Then he waddled away, waddle, waddle. Till the very next play, bump, 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 bada, bop. Guys, who's the Dolphins' biggest rival? What's the Dolphins' biggest rival? Is it the Jets? I don't like the Jets. Is it the Bills, Patriots? Andrew saying Jets. Ronald saying Jets. Derek saying Buffalo. Chad Jones. Who? Saying New England. Go on fishing. Saying Bills. Sherry May saying Jets. Daniel saying Bills. Paul saying Jets. Zolan saying Bills. John Ruiz saying Chiefs. I don't like the Chiefs, but I don't know about the Chiefs. Bill Lyon saying Bills. Oh, you're up there in Bills country, Bill Lyon. John Ruiz says Chiefs. Chris says Bills. Justin Tuis says it's the damn Jets. I think I would agree with that. All right. Dolphins have been very aggressive in free agency. Coming up on our next segment, we're going to give a grade for every Dolphins free agency signing so far. Does that sound good, Producer Jack?
That sounds absolutely lovely, Willy Fins.
Lovely. Just lovely. All right. Next segment's coming up right now. Dolphins fans, welcome in to Dolphins Today. Fun show planned. We're going to talk about the Dolphins' moves in free agency. We're going to give a grade for every single signing that the Dolphins have made thus far. They're probably not done. Definitely not done. But we're going to take a look at the signings they have made thus far. What's been your favorite move thus far? Let me know down in the comments. Was it trading for Jalen Ramsey? Was it signing Braxton Berrios? Let me know down in the comment section your favorite move thus far. The first move that Miami made was re-signing Salvon Ahmed. They did this the Friday before free agency. I'm going to give it a B-. I even said before free agency that I wanted to bring one of Ahmed or Gaskin back. They surprisingly bring both back. But Salvon Ahmed didn't have a whole lot of carries this year, but certainly showed flashes when he did. So I'm fine with him being a depth signing. But at the end of the day, I'm a little bit disappointed that Dolphins did not go out and get a running back. Instead, they re-signed all their running backs. This was an absolute home run. Jalen Ramsey, A+. Not only do you get one of the best corners in the league to the Fins, you absolutely fleece the Los Angeles Rams in the process. You only give up a third-round pick and a tight end with one career reception. Absolutely wild that the Dolphins were able to pull that off. Here's what Jalen Ramsey did this past year, giving up 5 touchdowns, 18 pass breakups, 4 interceptions. One of the best corners in the game is now a Dolphin. Now, do the Dolphins have the best secondary in football? Y for yes and for no. They got some really good safeties. Xavier Howard and Jalen Ramsey alongside Kader Kohou and Nick Needham. I'm going to type my Y for yes. It is the pinned comment on today's video. So when ad break comes here in a few seconds, take advantage of it by chiming in down in the comment section. Y for yes or in for no. Let's get into our next signing. That would be Mike White. This was the first splash the Dolphins made on, last Monday, the first day of free agency. Mike White, I'm going to give that a B+. 2-year deal, $8 million. Incentives bump it up to $16 million. When it was first reported, it was a 2-year, $16 million deal, but it's worth up to $16 million. So it's really a 2-year, $8 million deal. $4.5 million guaranteed. I think that's pretty good value for one of the better backup quarterbacks that was available. He is from Miami, so he comes home to the 305 to play for the team that he rooted for growing up. That's really cool. And I liked what I saw from Mike White in a Jets uniform last year. Certainly showed some flashes, and I think he's going to be a really good backup for Tua. I'll reiterate what I said when the Dolphins signed him. You can win games with Mike White at quarterback. You did not win much this year without Tua Tagovailoa. 1-4 in games without Tua. Hopefully, Tua doesn't have to miss any time, but if he does, I'm confident that Mike White can get the job done. Moving on to our next signing, this was an absolute slam dunk. I'm going to give the David Long signing an A. He's going to be your new starting inside linebacker. He signed a 2-year, $11 million deal, $5.5 million guaranteed. Was really productive for the Tennessee Titans. And he was, really one of the better coverage linebackers available in free agency. So to be able to get him for 2 years, $11 million is an absolute steal. Here's what he did this past season. 4 interceptions at the linebacker position. 5 pass breakups. Actually, it was 2 interceptions last year and 2 the year prior. So 4 interceptions the last 2 years for David Long. 7 tackles for loss, 86 tackles last season. Again, that was a 2-year, $11 million deal. When you look around the NFL and you see some analysts breaking down some of the moves, this was one of the better value deals in the entire league, being able to sign David Long, 2 years, $11 million. If the Dolphins make more moves, I'm certainly going to let you guys know, so subscribe and turn on your notifications to stay in the loop. We're almost to 41,000 subscribers. Be sure to subscribe to the channel right now if you haven't already. Another linebacker the Dolphins signed, Duke Riley, re-signing Duke Riley, and taking a look at what the Dolphins linebacker depth chart looks like after some of these moves. Duke Riley going to be a backup. I like bringing him back, 1-year deal. He's been solid as a role player on this Dolphins defense. Raheem Mostert, I'm going to give it a B+. I wanted to bring him back from the jump. Yeah, I would have preferred, maybe to trade for Derrick Henry, but you still bring Raheem Mostert back, 2-year deal, $5.6 million. That's why I really like this move. It's a great value move, just $2.2 million guaranteed for the Dolphins' leading rusher last season. Averaged nearly 5 yards per carry. That's pretty good. 3 touchdowns, nearly 900 yards for Raheem. I really like Mostert, and I'm happy the Dolphins brought him back. But before free agency, I said bring back one of Raheem Mostert and Jeff Wilson. Instead, they bring both back. I like the Raheem signing a little bit more than I like the Jeff signing. Jeff is actually making more than Raheem Mostert on his contract. I'm okay with bringing them both back, but when you had the 27th ranked rushing offense and you had Derrick Henry on the market and Dalvin Cook and Miles Sanders available in free agency, I'm a little bit disappointed that the Dolphins were not a little bit more aggressive at the running back position. Deshaun Elliott, this is an A for me. He's going to be your third safety. replacing Eric Rowe, and this was an absolute steal of a deal, 1-year deal worth less than $2 million. It is fully guaranteed. But Deshaun Elliott was a good starting safety in this league for the Detroit Lions last year, and now he's going to be kind of the third safety on this team. And now at Vic Fangio's defense, you're going to have 3 safeties be heavily involved. Brandon Jones, Javon Holland, and Deshaun Elliott are going to be those guys. Myles Gaskin, this move was just a little bit weird to me for both sides. I mean, Gaskin really didn't do much for the Dolphins this past year. And I thought that he'd want a fresh start. I thought the Dolphins would kind of look to move on. But instead, they re-signed Gaskin, who was set to be a restricted free agent. Gaskin this year just had 10 carries all season after being the Dolphins' RB1 the year prior. So don't know if it makes sense to bring him back, to be quite frank. And I'm surprised that he ended up re-signing with the Dolphins. Freddie Swain, you claimed him off waivers, bringing him back, using the Dolphins practice squad last season. I'm going to give this a B-. It's probably a B- instead of a B because that wide receiver room right now is a little bit crowded. I don't know if Freddie Swain's going to make the team, and he didn't bring back Trent Sherfield, which I wasn't crazy about. And Swain was on the practice squad, but was only elevated one time. So we'll see if he has a shot to make this team come training camp. You need a tight end. You got to get Eric Saubert. I'm going to give this grade a B. I would have liked them to have made a bigger splash here. But Saubert's solid. He was a good second tight end in Denver this past season. 15 receptions, had a really good game 1 week against Seattle. And he's a really good blocking tight end. So I think he fits well with this Miami team. I would not be surprised, though, if the Dolphins signed or drafted another tight end. Will the Dolphins add another tight end? Let me know. 1 for yes, 0 for no down in the comment section. Go down and let me know. Will the Dolphins add another tight end? River Craycraft hitting the Cray button again in Miami. He stays in the 305. He said after the season he wanted to come back to the Dolphins. You bring him back. I like the move. I don't love it because you could have brought back Trent Sherfield maybe instead. And I think Sherf is just a better receiver. But nonetheless, happy to see Craycraft back in Miami. Now, this move I didn't really understand. Jake Bailey, I'm going to give it a D because you let Thomas Morstead walk, who is well-liked amongst the fans, well-liked in the locker room, and you let him go to your biggest rival, arguably, in the Jets, and you sign Jake Bailey, who the Patriots cut. He was not a free agent prior to the offseason. He was cut, and you bring him you bring him to Miami here to be your new starting punter. The reason he was cut is because he was last in yards per punt last season. The first thing, I was with producer Nick Roloff when when the Dolphins signed Jake Bailey, and Nick is a big Patriots fan. And I said, Nick, what are your thoughts on this? And Nick just looked at me, he's like, he's not good. So maybe they'll sign a UDFA punter to compete with Bailey, maybe bring back my guy Sterling Hoffrichter to compete with Bailey. But I just don't really understand that move. I will say this. I think they wanted to bring a younger punter to town with the hopes that he'll be the guy for the next 5 to 10 years. Bailey's 25. Morstead is nearing 40. So if that's the case, I kind of understand it. But there were probably better options than Jake Bailey. This move, meanwhile, I really liked. Signing Malik Reed to a 1-year deal. I'm going to give it an A- because when you look at what he did under Vic Fangio in Denver, he was really, really good with Vic. He went to Pittsburgh and just wasn't that involved. 13 starts under Fangio in 2021, 43 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, 8 quarterback hits, 5 sacks, just 1 sack with Brian Flores in Pittsburgh, 4 quarterback hits, 1 tackle for loss, 25 tackles, just 2 starts. So he was not as involved in Pittsburgh as he was in Denver. Malik Reed was actually interviewed yesterday when he officially signed his contract and said, reuniting with Vic Fangio is a reason he decided to come to Miami. So I'm excited to see him as a backup linebacker on this team. I think he's going to be pretty solid. We know that AVG is solid. I'm going to give this signing an A. Bringing AVG back. He is very underrated in my opinion. Locker room guy. Fans love him. Players like him. I'm really happy to see AVG back. Kind of a surprise that the Dolphins brought him back. He was getting some interest, but the Dolphins ultimately re-signed AVG. And they're kind of set at linebacker right now. I like what they've done at that position this offseason. Grade Dolphins free agency so far. Let me know down in the comment section. Type A, B, C, D, or F. I'm going to give it an A-. It would be an A+. It would be an A++ if you would go out and sign a right tackle. That's the one thing that the Dolphins have not done that I'm pretty upset about. So hopefully they're able to address that position. If the Dolphins make another move, we're certainly going to let you guys know. So be sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications to stay in the loop with the Fins. Sebastian Chirino, we appreciate you. First time super chatting earlier. This is his second super chat, $1 super chat. We appreciate Sebastian Chirino. We are $10 away from $100 in super chats. Let's get there by our next segment. Great Dolphins free agency so far. A, B, C, D, or F. Andrew Williams saying A. Zolan saying B. Chad Jones saying B. Yeah, it's B+, A- range for me. They just got to do more with that offensive line. I appreciate Ty Flair saying, this is why I watch your channel. You give out real grades. I'm going to keep it real, man. I'm going to keep it real. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. You know, look, I am a big Dolphins fan. I love the Dolphins more than I love most things. I love the Dolphins. That being said, I'm not going to be like, you know, acting like I'm not on the Dolphins paycheck. But even if I was on the Dolphins paycheck, I would keep it real. I'd say this player's not good. They've got to move on. Yeah, I'm going to support our guys, but I just think you got to do more with that offensive line. Hey! Fins up with a 20-piece. Getting us over $100 in super chats. We appreciate Fins up saying, there you go. And Jalen Ramsey about to go off this year. And what's the deal with the O-line? Anything going to happen? Fins up. We got another mailbag coming up. You're going to be our first question on our next mailbag. Let's spin the wheel first, though, Jack Lauderay. Let's spin the wheel for our guy, Fins up, as we bring back producer Jack Lauderay. Spin the wheel. Spin the wheel. Spin the wheel. Here we go. What do we got? Spin again. Spin the wheel. Spin the wheel. Spin the wheel. Oh, it's a wild song again. Spin it again. We've done that 2 times. All right, we're spinning it again for you, Fins up. 3 spins for Fins up. Oh, I wanted this one. We are about to crash the Raiders report. So here's what's going to happen. I need all of you to go to so Raiders report's live right now. All right, producer Jack's going to post a link. I'm going to go with the Dolphin head on and crash the Raiders report stream. And I want all of you to go in the Raiders report chat and spam Fins up. Go and spam Fins up in the Raiders report. Go and spam it. I'm going to be right back.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Will's going to go over to the Raiders report. Oh, I think they're in a cut. They're in a cut.
In a cut?
They're in a cut.
How long does the cut have left?
I think it's almost done. I built these graphics. It's almost done. I'll let you. We'll wait. I'll let you know when it's done.
How about this? If we get a $100 super chat.
Oh, look at the chat. Look at the chat. This is the Raiders chat.
Oh, I see Finn typing Fins up. James typing Fins up. Paul typing Fins up. Oh, that's great. That's great. That's outstanding. Go mob the Raiders report.
They're in a cut, but they're almost done. I know this. I built this show for them. So.
Oh, that's outstanding. That's outstanding.
That's hilarious.
They're almost done?
This is the end of it.
Okay. All right, so they're almost done with this segment. When they're done with this segment, if we get a $100 super chat, Mitchell Rentz is going to wear this. He's going to wear the Dolphins hat.
But we need it before he goes.
We need it before I go.
And
$100 super
the
chat before I go.
This segment's about to end. This
Segment's about to end. We got to get that $100 super chat. He will put this on if we get it. He's going to put this on. The Raiders Report host Mitchell Rentz, a.k.a. Tua Hater. Mitchell Rentz, going to have to put that on.
Let me go back into their script real quick. All right, give me a sec, guys. I can get into their script, so let me see. Let me get their script real quick and see how much time's left in this cut. They're in the Kyle Van Noy. They actually still have a little bit of time.
Still a little bit of time. Okay. Okay. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do that after this mailbag. So hold off on spamming Raiders right now. Hold off on spamming
You guys
Raiders.
are doing a great job.
You're doing a great job. We're gonna do that after this mailbag. Okay. We're gonna do it after this mailbag, so you still have some time to get in that super chat, so Mitchell Rentz can put on the Dolphin hat. But we're gonna do that after the mailbag, because they're still in a segment. We're going to do that after the mailbag. What are the odds? They've been live for like 7 hours, and they're in a cut right now. That's wild. All right. Hashtag Dolphins or Super Chat to get on the show. One more mailbag coming up. Our guy, Fins Up, has Super Chatted, so he will be the first on the mailbag. If you Super Chat, you skip the line, you guarantee yourself a spot on the show. Hashtag Dolphins or Super Chat to get on the show. Dolphins fans, welcome into the Dolphins Today mailbag. I am Will Scott answering your questions live here during our Thursday Dolphins stream. And Fins Up, we appreciate you. $20 super chat saying Jalen Ramsey's about to go off this year. I could not agree more. Some clowns are saying he's washed. Look at the numbers. The numbers do not lie. He's still a top-tier corner. And what's the deal with the O-line? Anything going to happen? I think they're going to sign a right tackle, Fins Up. It might be an underwhelming signing like George Fant, but I do think they're going to sign a right tackle. And I think the plan is to draft a guard. I think Dan Feeney was a solid pickup, but I still think they're going to draft a guard. Maybe that's Cody Mock from North Dakota State. I would love that. If you guys want more daily Dolphins content, then be sure to like this video. If you want to keep getting Dolphins videos every single day, like the video or in the offseason, I'm trying to get you guys daily Dolphins content. But my bosses have told me, you got to get more likes on your videos, Will. So be sure to like the video if you guys want more daily Dolphins content. John Ruiz, I know you want the daily vids, saying, what are some cuts the Dolphins should do? And what are their options in cap space? So I don't know what cuts they're going to make the clear cap. They cut Ethan Carter, they cut Byron Jones, but that Byron Jones cut's not going to go into effect, that cap space, until post-June 1. I think the things they need to do are restructure Ogba's contract and extend Christian Wilkins. So if they do those two things, extend Wilk, restructure Ogba, they can clear cap space right now and clear a lot of it. Matthew Sams. Well, there we go. Good segue there. Like I just said, they should extend Christian Wilkins and restructure Ogba's contract. Those need to be the next two things that they do. Carter Reimer saying, who wins the third wide receiver spot? I think Eazy-E, Eric Ezukanma, has a good chance. And does Miami look to add another wide receiver? I don't think so. I think they're done at wide receiver. They have 7 on the roster right now, all of which have a decent shot to make this team. They might add one late in the draft or obviously add a couple UDFAs. I'm with you. Eric Ezukanma looked really good in training camp, just did not have a chance really to play for the Dolphins this year. But maybe with Sherfield gone, maybe that'll be an opportunity for Eazy-E to come in and win that third wide receiver job. I think it's going to be Braxton Berrios, though, who ultimately is the third wide receiver on this team. Han Solo saying, I'm all in on Cody Mock. We drafting him, Willie. Hashtag Mock to Miami. I would love Cody Mock. He might be on the board when the Dolphins take second round, pick in the second round. So he's versatile. He could be a guard in the NFL. He could be a right tackle. If you draft him, he could be a starting left guard or the starting right tackle. I really like Cody Mock. Oh, my gosh. There's the Raiders report in the chat. Do you want to draft Cody Mock? Type D for draft or type P for pass. down in the comment section. Go down and let me know, do you want to draft Cody Mock? It is the pinned comment on today's video. So when ad break comes, go down, chime in. Do you want to draft the North Dakota State offensive lineman? Alex saying, are the Dolphins a Super Bowl team? 4 words for you. Actually, is it 5? 4 words. And when you say, is it 5? Oh, shoot. I just screwed that up. 5 words. And when you say Miami, you're talking Super Bowl. I think the Dolphins are going to contend for a Super Bowl this year. I just think you have to solidify that offensive line, Alex. Brian, do you want to trade up and get Darnell Washington? Man, the problem is they just don't have a lot of capital to trade up. That's the issue right now. But I would love to trade up for Darnell Washington. You need a tight end. He's one of the best tight ends in this class. Dude is a freak. Sherry May saying, get Fleming and Cody Mock. My dream offensive line, Sherry, is Cody Mock at left guard, Cam Fleming at right tackle. That would be fantastic if you can make that happen. Chad Jones. Who? Chad Jones. $20 super chat. If we fix our offensive line, our 2 running backs put up the most yards together last year. I'm with you. I mean, you can't really blame the running backs for having the year you did in terms of running the football last year. The offensive line had a lot to do with that, specifically the interior offensive line. So hopefully they can solidify that offensive line, and it can lead to some big numbers for Raheem and Jeff. Darren saying, we appreciate it, $5 super chat. Do you think we should trade for Jonah Williams and draft DeJuan Jones? First super chat, by the way, from Darren. We appreciate Darren. Trade for Jonah Williams, draft DeJuan Jones. I do think they should at least inquire about Williams, and then Jones, I'm not sure if he's going to be on the board when the Dolphins pick in the second round. The 1-inch wonder. Good to see you again, man. Is Donovan Smith still available? Yes, but Donovan Smith is a left tackle. So I don't know if he'd want to play right, but if you give him decent money, then yeah, I think he'd be a great option. I just think that Isaiah Wynn and Fleming might be a little more realistic. Dalton Brunson says, when are we going to sign a freaking right tackle? I'm with you. The Dolphins should absolutely sign a right tackle and do so ASAP. Here are some options. The best right tackle still available. Isaiah Wynn, Cameron Fleming, George Fant. The Dolphins have been linked to George Fant. And then Brandon Shell, who did a serviceable job as the Dolphins right tackle this past season. He is still available in free agency. Only gave up 2 sacks, did Brandon Shell. Will the Dolphins sign a right tackle? Y for yes and for no down in the comment section. It's really important that the Dolphins do that because the right side is Tua's blind side. You got to keep Tua Tagovailoa healthy. If Tua's not healthy, the Dolphins are not going anywhere as a football team. You got to go get him a right tackle. Ben saying, we can hopefully get a right tackle and a tight end and draft a left guard, and let's go Canes. All about the U. I think when this mailbag goes out, the U will have already played the University of Houston, but hopefully they get the job done on Friday night. Saying, we can hopefully get a right tackle. Yeah, I'm with you. Hopefully the Dolphins sign a guy like Cam Fleming. He's still available, a tight end. They're probably not going to sign a tight end anymore, but maybe draft a guy like Darnell Washington and draft a left guard. I mean, if they somehow end up with, it's not feasible, but if they somehow end up with Darnell Washington, Cody Mock, we're going to have a party here on Dolphins Today. Uh-oh. Miggy Camacho saying the Raiders are better than the Dolphins. Raiders! The Raiders report has crashed our Dolphins live stream. We're filming this mailbag during Dolphins Live, and the Raiders report has crashed the Dolphins Today stream. Miggy, I'll ask you this question. Who made the playoffs last year and who didn't? Enough said. Winland Witt, what center in the draft can play left guard? If you draft a center, I'd want him to play center. I mean, John Michael Smits is a possibility there. Alex saying, should the Dolphins get Darnell, Tyjae Spears, or an offensive lineman in the second? If Darnell Washington is on the board and the Dolphins do not draft him, I'm going to be upset. So, yes, they should draft Darnell. I just don't know if he's going to be on the board. Tyjae might be on the board, and I understand the Dolphins have signed 4 offensive linemen. Or I should say, I wish they would have signed 4 offensive linemen. 4 running backs is we're getting crashed by the Raiders report here. But I still think they could draft a running back. It's a deep class. And then offensive lineman, yeah, I think they might draft a guard in the second or third round. Appreciate the question, Alex. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, youtube.com/Dolphins News. And if you missed our mailbag, we go live every Thursday at 4 o'clock Eastern Time. Be sure to join us for our next mailbag. Sergio saying the Raiders are better. F the Dolphins. Everybody go back to the Raiders report stream. This means war. This means war. I'm putting on my Dolphins head. Go Fins, baby. Go Fins. Hello? You hear me now? Sergio, the Dolphins made the playoffs last year. The Raiders fan base is in shambles because of what y'all have done in free agency. Daryl, $5 super chat, saying Raiders rule. The Raiders missed the playoffs last year, bro. Missed the playoffs. Phil, $10 super chat. The Raiders are more legendary. Phil, look, I love our Raiders Report viewers, but the Dolphins are just the better football team. John Borelli, look, we got to keep Tua healthy. That's what I was just saying about the offensive line. You got to keep Tua healthy. Got to keep Tua healthy. Y'all have Jimmy freaking Garoppolo as your quarterback. And you're talking to me about Tua? Tua led the league in passer rating. Paul, 5486. How embarrassing is it to be a Raiders fan? Very embarrassing. I'm going to go over and crash the Raiders stream. I'm going over. I'm crashing the Raiders stream. This means war. What's up? You good? All right, I'm going to go crash the Raiders stream. Everybody, post the link to the Raiders stream. Post the link to the Raiders stream. Everybody go type Fins up in the Raiders stream right now. Everybody go type Fins up in the Raiders stream. I'm going to be right back.
Okay. I'm going to post it some more. There it is. Go, 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 go. I'll give shout-outs. I have the Raiders stream on my laptop. I will give shout-outs to people that are in the Raiders stream spamming Fins up or Dolphins or whatever. Alex is over there. Kirk is over there. Ben. Adam's over there. I can hear Will singing the song over there. This is good job, guys. This is hilarious. This is hilarious. This is funny. I'm going to keep posting the link. Go over there. Go over there. Go over there. This is hilarious. The chat is going so fast. I see my mom over there. I see Essie over there. Kirk, NFL production, Sherry May, Andrew, Jack. Good job, guys. Good job. Jack, Essie, Sebastian, Mike, Loyal. Good job. Good job, guys. This is good. It's all fun. It's all good fun. We're all live. We're having a good time. This is good. That was comedy. That was comedy.
I'm back.
He's back, folks. We got more supers. We got more supers. We are $11 away from $200 as well, so get those super chats in. That was good, guys. That was good. That was fun.
Raider Sancho. Appreciate all our Fins fans over there in the Raiders chat. saying Raiders are not better than Dolphins. Sherry May, $5. Please sing Lean on Me for Chad Jones. He's been requesting it. All right, I'm going to do that for Chad Jones. Also, Mitchell Rentz just texted me because he's giving me a hard time. And he's saying that he does not believe that we can get to $300 total in Super Chats.
If we get to $300, I'll put on the Dolphin suit.
He doesn't think we can get to $300 in Super Chats. All right, I'm going to sing Lean on Me for Chad Jones here. Ready for this? Hopefully the Raiders fans in the chat enjoy this.
You guys don't know what you got yourselves into over here.
Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Shout out to Chad Jones. Who? Chad Jones. That wasn't bad. That wasn't bad. Devontae saying this goes hard. More soups. D Block 44. F. I'm not going to say that. Raiders are better. I love Mitchell Rentz. Mitchell Rentz is my guy. But the Dolphins are the better team. That's just a fact. The Dolphins are the better team right now. You cannot sit there as a Raiders fan and tell me that you genuinely believe that the Raiders are the better team. Would you rather have the Raiders roster right now or the Dolphins roster? The Dolphins have a Super Bowl roster. You have Jimmy Garoppolo. Enjoy. John saying Jimmy gets free shit. Yeah, didn't some strip club or something? Jimmy does have that. Classic Man Q. We gonna blow the Fins out. Do we play them this year? Check the schedule. No, but the opponents are out. Dolphins. All right, he's checking. Do we play y'all this year? Like, honest question. I don't know. I know the opponents have been released. We played in Miami. You are going to come to Miami. You're not going to know what hits you. You don't know what's going to hit you. You're going to come to Miami, and Jimmy Garoppolo is going to throw 4 interceptions, 2 to Jalen Ramsey, 2 to Xavier Howard. Tyreek Hill is going to score 3 touchdowns. It's not going to be a contest. It's just not. It's not going to be a contest. Philip Crabtree, we appreciate you. $10 super chat, $10.99. 99 of the 11 you were looking for. I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it. Go Fins. Willy Fins, Fins up. Miami has the Dolphins, the greatest football team. They take the ball from goal to goal like no one's ever seen. They're in the air, they're on the ground, they're always in control. And when you say Miami,
you're talking Super Bowl.
What's that, Raider Nation? You're talking Super Bowl because we're the Miami Dolphins. Hey, Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins #1. Hey, because we're the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins #1. Miami has Dolphins, the greatest football team. They take the ball from goal to goal like no one's ever seen. They're in the air, they're on the ground, they're always in control. And when you say Miami, you're talking Super Bowl because we're the Miami Dolphins. What? Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins #1. Hey, because we're the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins #1. Super chat battle? Mitchell Rentz says we can't get to 300 in super chats. So we can't get there. What kind of battle are we talking about?
What kind of battle are we talking?
All right. We're going to have a super chat battle with the Raiders. We are. We're going to do that for the next 30 minutes. Let's see what we can do here. No, we're going to battle. Let's see what we can do. We're going to have a super chat battle with the Raiders starting right now. Make a way into. Starting right now. It ends at 5 o'clock. Ends at 5 o'clock because I know people are trying to get into these studios. 5 o'clock. Which channel can get the most super chats in the next 35 minutes. Does that sound good? Get the way into Ready to Rock. I appreciate you, Jack. Which channel can get the most supers in the next 35 minutes? The Dolphins channel almost stunned the Raiders 1 week. I'm still not over it. I want to beat the Raiders report. They're unbeatable in Super Chat battles. They've never lost. They've never lost a Super Chat battle. We have an opportunity to shock the YouTube world right now in the Chat Sports office by beating the Raiders report, huh? We're at $200 total, by the way. $200 total. Super Chat battle right now until 5 o'clock. Till 5 o'clock, because people need to get in the studios. So the Raiders report is right here. Chugs, come on screen. Pitch this proposal to the Fins fans.
Which, by the way, folks, here's Trader Jeremy Jugs.
You know I.
Yeah, he Trader.
Hey, everybody knows my first channel here is the Raiders.
That's true.
Everybody in the office.
What's your proposal here?
My proposal from Raider Nation is: do you have the Raiders? So how do you, okay? We can get to 3K before y'all get to 400.
Where are y'all at?
We're at 2.3 or 2.4 right
now.
So
they've been live all day. They're saying they can get to 3K in supers before we can get to 400. Right now we're 185 away. So you can get 700 before we get 185?
That's what I'm telling you.
I respectfully disagree. All right, you heard that? You heard that, Fins Nation? You heard that, Fins Nation? You heard that, Fins Nation? We got some work to do. The Super Chat battle has begun. The Super Chat battle has begun. Going toe-to-toe with the Raiders report, the biggest channel here at Chat Sports. We're trying to pull off the upset here, but we need your help. Okay, we're in a race. We're trying to get to 400 before they get to 3,000. They've been live all day, though. But they said they can get to 3,000 before we get to 400. Let's prove them wrong. Is that guy helping us out? And when you say Miami, predict our record. I have 14-3. I'm going to say 12-5. 12-5. It's going to be a hell of a season. Raiders explosion, $5 Super Chat. Tyreek Hill and Ramsey only came to the Dolphins for money. I just respectfully disagree. You can't say just for money. The weather, the culture, the winning tradition, there's a lot of things. Adam Sanchez. Miami Dolphins number one. You love to see it. Shout out Adam Sanchez. Paul, 5486, saying, Chugs, how could you? Fins up. Chugs is a traitor. He's a traitor. Shout out Jack Lauderay, loyal producer. Always has our back. The 1-inch wonder. Aaron Hernandez Ruiz in the heavy hitters. What's your all right, he's calling you guys out. Hey, look at this. We have almost 200 people watching right now. If everybody sends in a $1 Super Chat right now, we beat the Raiders report. And I'll do a beer bong if we beat the Raiders report. And Jack Lauderay's put on the Dolphins suit. And when you say Miami, you're talking, let's say 14-3, 17-game season. Dubs MCZ. If everyone sends in a $2 Super Chat right now, Raider Nation's kind of helping us out right now. Danny said, hey, Raiders, hey, We appreciate the help. $10 super chat. Thank you very much. What just happened? What just happened? What just happened? The Raiders just got a big one. Oh! 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 Adam Sanchez! Adam Sanchez! Adam Sanchez! $200 super chat! Down goes the Raiders report! Down goes the Raiders report! It's over! Vince Carter! It's over! It is over! It is over! Over! It's over! It is over! Down goes the Raiders report! Down goes the Raiders report. Adam Sanchez. Everybody type Adam in the chat. Everybody type Adam in the chat. Holy shit. Everybody type Adam in the chat. Oh my God. Dolphins Today is taking on the Raiders report. It has happened. David just beat Goliath. 5 smooth stones, baby. We got him.
Oh, they just got $300.
We still beat him. We still beat him. Go get me the beer bong and a Coors Light. And go get the Dolphins suit. Everybody type Adam in the chat. Everybody saying in game. He didn't just send it in. He said in game. It's over. It's over. Wow. That is wild. Everybody type Adam in the chat. That's one of the most iconic moments we've ever had on this channel. We got y'all. We beat them. Boom. Well, I'm doing it with you. Beer bong race.
You gotta go do one over there because you just got $700.
Well, we beat y'all. I'll still do it. I'll still do it. I'll still do it. Shiesty Miami, we had a super chat competition with the Raiders reports. It got a little bit crazy. Oh my gosh, I was hoping he'd bring me the Murbanga. I think Mitch has it. Yeah, Mitch is about to do a boot. All right. Jack Lauderay is going to get the Dolphins suit. Jack Lauderay is going to get... That was crazy, man. That was crazy. That was wild. That is one of the most iconic moments we have had on the history of Dolphins Today, thanks to Adam Sanchez. Adam, putting your name on our super chat board right now. And next time you super chat next week, we're going to have a song about you. And he said in game. He called game. He called game. He called game.
Did you call game? I called game.
Adam Sanchez. That was legendary. Okay. Absolutely legendary, Adam Sanchez. Your name is on our Hall of Fame board. Your name is on our Hall of Fame board. Absolutely legendary. Adam Sanchez is a legend. Adam Sanchez is a legend. Adam Sanchez is a legend. Mr. 505. Let's go Fins, baby. Jack Lauderay is going to be back in a second. He's on the Raiders report right now. Oh, my God. Oh, that was crazy, man. Jack Lauderay's over at the Raiders Report right now. I'll give you all a link. Jack Lauderay's over at the Raiders Report. All right, here we go. Beer bong coming up. I haven't done one of these in a long time.
Woo! Let's go! Yeah!
All right, which side is the open one? Is it? Oh, here it is. All right, I got it. All right, I'm gonna need you to pour.
Let's go!
I'm gonna need you to pour this for me.
I want to say something real quick. All right, say something. Raider Doug. $1,000 to $210. You guys have been live for like 17 hours straight. We've been live for an hour and a half.
We've been live for an hour and a half.
You guys have been live for like 15 hours.
All right, here we go.
Come on. Okay, what do you want to do with this? You damn right, Chad Jones. You damn right I do. Because this is me. This is me, Chad Jones. You already know.
Who? Chad Jones!
Chad Jones!
Who?
Chad Jones!
Who?
Chad Jones!
Yes, sir!
Raider Doug. We're Hello? Am I here? Bro, you should be the next Dolphins mascot. You damn right I should. Get me out there, Mike McDaniel. You know, I will say this. Okay. Mike McDaniel is by far my favorite coach in the NFL. By far my favorite coach in the NFL is the Valve. Oh, okay, sorry. Mike McDaniel, by far my favorite coach in the NFL. I love the guy. Guys, I don't even drink. I don't drink. That's why I put on the Dolphins. I don't drink, and I knew how to do that. Let's go. Everyone spam Will. Take your time. Don't get sick. Will. You all right? He's taking his time, folks. He's taking his time. We're having a good time here. Raider Doug, thank you for being in the chat. Hey, everyone, say thank you to Raider Doug for being in the chat and having a good time and taking part in the fun.
Oh, my God. All right, I got to go to the Raiders Report and do another one of these. I'll be right back.
All right, folks. Here we go. Can you hear me? Can everyone confirm they can hear me? Can you hear me? Oh, no, Will. What? Chad Jones. Chad freaking Jones.
Chad Jones! my gosh. Chad Jones, $300 Venmo. Oh my gosh. Chad Jones. Everybody type Chad. Chad saying, eat that, Raiders fans, in your face. You're crazy, Chad Jones. You're crazy, Chad Jones. Huh? I don't have to? Oh my gosh. Who? Chad Jones. Unbelievable. Shout out to Chad Jones. Everybody type Chad. Hey, for Chad, shake that fin. 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 Da-da-da-da, shake, that's fin. But-a-but-a, shake, that's fin. But-a-but-a, shake, that's fin. Shake that 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 fin. Shake, John, bruh, shake that fin. Unbelievable. Chad, stay tuned. Raiders fans are over saying they won. They just quite simply did not win. Chugs was the one that made up the rule. Chugs made up the rule and we won. We appreciate all our Dolphins fans. Adam Sanchez and Chad Jones have turned this thing into a party. That is crazy, man. That is crazy. What a day. Cheers. Unbelievable. All right, Chad, stay tuned. We're getting you up in graphic form here. Super Chat's as smooth as Tennessee whiskey, as sweet as strawberry wine. He's a legend here on Dolphins Today. He's super chatting and he's Venmoing all the time. We appreciate you, Chad Jones. Thank you very much, Chad. Thank you very much, Chad. We appreciate Chad Jones. Who? Chad Jones. Who? Chad Jones. Well, thank you very much, Chad, our super chat legend here on Dolphins Today. Are the people trying to get in here? We'll do a shot clock. All right, supers to go through here. Unbelievable day. Unbelievable day. Sherry May. And when you say Miami, you're talking Super Bowl. We appreciate Sherry May. Kristen, $2. We appreciate Kristen. Tommy Martin, $2. We appreciate Tommy. We have this next one, $2. Yo, tell them to get the wins up. And exactly, like they're gonna talk, and we made the playoffs, and they didn't. We're a better football team. Tommy Martin, another $1 super chat. We appreciate you. Oh my gosh, look who it is. Super Chat Lamo, get on the show. 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 $5 saying Adam Sanchez, the MVP, Chugs the trader. Willy Fins, we appreciate Mo. Come back next week. Dub MCZ, Raider Nation thinks they could throw a lot of money at any problem, but a loss is a loss. Just another win for the Fins. Fins for the win. Fins for the win. Fins for the win. Fins for the win. You love to see it. We appreciate Dubs MC7. All right, we're going to do shot clock now. 2 minutes on the shot clock. We get some super chats. We'll stay live. 2 minutes on the shot clock. What a day. What a day. Adam Sanchez sitting at 200. Call game. Chad Jones, $300 Venmo. Crazy stuff, man. Crazy stuff. Julio, I think Jonah Williams is an option. I think Jonah is an option. I don't know how realistic it is, but I think it's an option. That was electric. Electric factory. 1 minute on the shot clock. Which one? Which one? Oh. Helen says, I joined so late, and with all this celebrating, I thought we got someone big like Jonah Williams or Jarvis Landry. Man, I wish. That would have been fun. That would have been fun. We appreciate Chad Jones, man. Peace out, Chad. We'll see you next week. That microphone's going to be on the way to you soon, Chad. We appreciate you. Chad Jones, super chats as smooth as Tennessee whiskey, man. That's crazy, Chad. That's crazy. All right, we don't loop this, by the way. We're gonna end the stream. What a day. Sherry May, thanks for tuning in. Adam Sanchez, the MVP. Oh, wait. Mo beat the shot clock. Super Chat Love Mo. Get on the show. 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 All right, correction. Chad Jones and Adam MVP. Raider Nation, take that. We appreciate Mo. We appreciate Mo. Thanks so much, Mo. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel, guys. We bring you daily Dolphins news and rumors videos. Be sure to subscribe. We'll keep you up to date. We got that Jonah Williams video going out tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. All right, we got people trying to get in the studio. I think they're doing the Knicks watch party in here. Who did the Knicks play tonight? Do you know? Who did the Knicks play? The Heat beat them the other night. Ha. Oh, they're gonna win that game easily. Is it in Orlando? They're gonna win that game. All right, we appreciate everybody. What a day! We had a hell of a day. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Shout out again to Chad and Adam and everyone that super chatted. Mo, Dubs, MCZ, Danny, Sherry May, Paul. What a day. Gerald Stokes got to start with that 50-piece. So, all right, everybody. We'll see y'all next week. This has been your boy, Willy Fins. Talk to you again.